question going back a step. So I think the challenges we faced was very rightly said to distill all that we know into the language that an investor understands, and we've tried to do that ourselves. But I understand there is a specialist need to be able to do that, and so I still haven't got the answer that should we then work with a consultant, should we work with someone who, and how much of a lead do you give, because I sometimes feel that the vision sort of gets diluted a lot when you work with an external guy who tries. So that's one of it's a very tactical thing, but it's in our experience, we have a challenge when we reach out to the investor. There is value, but it's not put in the way that he'd like to see it. So how do we go about getting that?
So there's nothing like the real thing itself, right? Because I think you want to make sure that while you've done all the preparation, you actually, your first few meetings should be with people you do not necessarily want to raise capital from.
Got it. Sure.
So that's your test marketing, right? Because you've kind of got at least a better sense as to what they like, don't like, what they don't understand, etc. Right? And so that helps you hone your pitch before you get to the kind of shortlist. So if you've got an A list and B list, go to B list first, and then really approach your A list because you're far more sharper in your,
I would also go to the extent of saying, actually, don't worry so much about the investor understanding or not. I think one of the examples that I truly love is, when the Cisco's the founder was asked, how do you really explain your business? They are into networking, right? It's a very difficult thing for most people to understand. So he said, we just network in companies, simply as that. Now, if you are in a business where it is very difficult for investors to understand, like his case, I think you have to basically say that, as Dhanpal was saying, look at your cash flows, look at the timing, go to the market early, etc. But also beyond the point, if you are finding it a huge challenge to explain your business, go back and ask yourself why it is so, because investors are not getting it because you're not positioning it right. Maybe there is a sort of obfuscation of message that is in your own mind, because I don't think most businesses have 90% of the businesses we get, because we don't meet you alone, we meet 10 other companies from your industry, right? What we are doing is basically connecting those dots and trying to get a picture, right? So I don't want to overestimate the intellectual capacity of my industry, but typically we have lots of data points to compare with. So I don't think that's such a big challenge, but you have to be very clear as to what you want to say about your company, and as your clarity comes through, the understanding comes through. I wouldn't get too fussed about.
This is a bigger challenge in pre-revenue companies.
Yeah.
Once you've got a revenue model kicking, investors start understanding that a lot more quickly.
Right.
Right. So.